Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. This is tomorrow's transfers today. It's Friday night. How are you guys all doing? Are you looking forward to the weekend? Because I am. It's Friday though, and we're bringing you Saturday's news headlines, football headlines, back page headlines about Manchester United. Tonight, that's what we're doing here at Full Time Devils. Hope all you guys are feeling well tonight. And tonight we're talking a whole host of things, but particularly Nemanja Matic and of course Alvaro Morata as well. Alvaro Morata is a man that has popped up in countless amount of Full-Time Devils tomorrow's transfers today videos. I've spoken about him so much this summer. I'm already sick of it, but I am confident that is a deal that will get done, and we'll give you some more updates on that deal tonight. But firstly, we are talking Nemanja Matic. Now, United today were believed to have accepted terms with the player. It was seemed the player had agreed terms with Man United. All United had to do was agree a fee with Chelsea, and this was coming from the Manchester Evening News. They were going with this headline that Matic, sorry, I was about to say Morata, that Matic had agreed terms with Manchester United, and United just needed to agree a fee with Chelsea. But what happened since then is the Telegraph have come out and said Manchester United say no deal. There is no deal in place with Nemanja Matic at the moment. Whether that's a briefing to mislead the press or a briefing which is actually true, I don't know either way. Because we've seen in the last couple of weeks, United also briefed the press on Fabinho as well, saying that United weren't after Fabinho. So United have briefed the press a few times this season, this summer, and they've briefed the press again saying that we're not after Nemanja Matic, and nipped those stories in the bud straight away. So what do you guys think about Nemanja Matic? Are you unhappy by this story that United aren't after him and that United have denied a deal for him? Damilola says Matic isn't such a great player. Don Skeng says F Matic. Thomas Folsey says it's all bullshit. Someone called me Adam McCormick. It's close, but it's not right. It's Adam McCullough, by the way, or Adam McElroy. Either one's right, but it's definitely not McCormick. What about Morata, says Full-Time Devils. We're going to get onto Morata a little bit later on today, but at the moment we're talking Nemanja Matic right now. I don't know if producer Chris put it in a different order. If he did, I do apologise, but we'll get through everything today, so just relax a little bit. We got all night. Well, we haven't, but we've got some of the night. Anyway, as I was saying, this deal has been squashed by Manchester United. Ajiboy says he's not a bad player. Now, in terms of Matic here, when you look at it, United have been linked with Matic and been linked with Fabinho. Now, I did a debate on my channel earlier about Matic or Fabinho. And for me, I wouldn't mind either. I don't want both. That doesn't make any sense. But Matic comes with his positives and with his negatives. Obviously, the positives being he's experienced in the Premier League, he's won the league twice, and he's worked with Jose Mourinho before. In Fabinho's favour, he's obviously got age on his side. He's got more potential, I feel. He does have experience as well. And he'll probably cost about as much as Matic. So I would prefer to see Fabinho come into Manchester United, but either signing is decent in my opinion. Now Ankush says Matic is old. He's still the right side of 30, but buying a midfielder that isn't that old, that is, closer to 30 than Fabinho, is that better for the likes of Timothy Fosu-Mensah? Would Fabinho stand in his way of cementing that position for a long-term basis for Timothy Fosu-Mensah? Mr. Ramal says he'd rather Fabinho than Matic. Jose Mourinho, who's obviously not the real Jose Mourinho, says Matic is shit. Matic can shoot, says Amir. Fabinho is golden and he's young, says Joseph. So a lot of you guys are saying Fabinho, but a few of you are saying Matic. So this one's in the Telegraph with United denying that deal. And the news that came earlier was the MEN report saying that a deal was done. But the Telegraph have come out and squashed that one straight away. Now we will move on to that Morata story. Now this Morata story has been written by Rob Dawson and the ESPN. Fairly reliable. Obviously I'm not going to say they are, take their word as gold, but fairly reliable. And they are repeating what is already out there at the moment. They're repeating what we've already heard from the likes of DiMarzio, Sky Sports, etc., that Manchester United are in discussions with Real Madrid for Morata. Real Madrid want more money from Manchester United, but terms have been agreed with Morata. United know Morata wants to come to them. Morata's happy to go to Manchester United. A fee just needs to be agreed. So that's where the Morata deal lies at the moment. And now I see a lot of people panicking about the transfer window. The transfer window hasn't even opened yet, firstly. The transfer window isn't open yet. And we've already made one signing, so calm down. Lindelof has come in, as you can see, on the side there. There's also been one out added as well, which we'll talk about shortly. But Morata is a deal that I think Manchester United will get done. It's been dragging on a little bit because of the Ronaldo drama, and of course because Real Madrid want a bigger fee. They've already got a chip on their shoulder when it comes to Man United. So we're having to deal with Real Madrid and get a deal done. But Morata will be probably a Man United player before our pre-season tour. At least that's the way I feel about it all. In terms of Perisic is one that gets mentioned a lot as well. And with Inter Milan needing to meet the financial fair play regulations by the end of June, we know they need around 30 million euros. I think it's 27 million euros to come in line with the FFP regulations. So we've made this bid for Perisic, whatever it is, 30 million, 35 million euros. They want more, close to 50 million pounds. And United aren't budging from that offer that we've made. Now that's one that could drag on to the end of the month too, but we'd still get him in before pre-season begins. So I don't think anyone should be worried too much about signings not happening just yet. And of course, that just means we make more videos about potential signings and about all these ridiculous names getting linked with Manchester United. We've now got close to 1,000 people in the live stream at the moment. Thank you all for getting involved this evening on a Friday night. You could be doing so much more. So much more on a Friday night, but you choose to be here with me on Full Time Devils and tomorrow's transfers today. So that's what's going on with Morata and the Matić deal. The Matić deal apparently a no-go. As far as Manchester United are concerned, and that's in the Telegraph and the ESPN telling us what DiMarzio and Sky Sports Italia have told us over the last week, that United have agreed terms with Morata but need to agree a fee with Real Madrid. So that's how it stands on that one. Now, as I said, on the side here, we've got the ins of Lindelof and the outs of Zlatan and Harrop. Now, Harrop isn't one that you would have seen there yesterday. And I've been talking about Josh Harrop with United fans on my YouTube channel a lot. And I spoke about him yesterday, and people were saying Harrop should get a chance next season. And I was saying, don't be too surprised if he leaves, because obviously his contract was expiring. We had offered him a contract. He hadn't accepted it yet. And he could easily move on. We've seen it with Sean Goss. He moved on to get more football. Harrop is the same age as Anthony Martial, 21 years old. He needs to be playing football, first team football. He's unlikely to get those minutes under Jose Mourinho. We have to say that. He's unlikely to get those minutes under Jose Mourinho. So I'm not surprised that he's left. He's gone to Preston North End in the Championship. They may be challenging for a playoff spot. Who knows? They are a decent side. And if he can impress there, I'm sure he'll be back in the Premier League sooner rather than later, either with Preston or having made another transfer. But don't get too worried about youth players leaving. It's obviously you don't want to see the main talented bunch leave. Andreas Pereira, Joel Pereira, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Twan Zabi, etc. You don't want to see those guys leave. But Josh Harrop is 21 years old. It's not a surprise to see him leaving Manchester United, and he's gone to Preston North End, which says a lot as well. But look, good luck to him. He got to play for Manchester United at the end of last season. He scored that goal in a fantastic man of the match performance. And he lived the dream, so fair play to him. Moving on from that, and to another story that's in the papers, Dwight Yorke saying that he expects Manchester United to make 3 or 4 signings. Now, we know Dwight Yorke's an ambassador of Man United. He'll fly around the world representing the club and our commercial sponsors. He'll probably be there on the pre-season tour. But he's in the newspaper saying 3 or 4 signings he expects from Manchester United. And I think all of us can say we all expect around 3 or 4 more signings. I mean, Lindelof's one. So I'd expect 4 or 5 in total this whole summer. So I do agree with what Dwight Yorke's saying. Of course, he doesn't know that Dwight Yorke doesn't know otherwise. It's not like he's on the board of directors and he sits there and he's knowledgeable of the transfers. So that one isn't meaningful, really. It's just Dwight Yorke's opinion that we'll make 3 or 4 signings. And I think he's pretty much spot on. I expect that as well. Imran, I will not dab. Gaz is on a ban at the moment for dabbing. I am not going down that path. I will not dab. We've also got another story to talk about today, which is something in the mail which has really grinded my gears. So we're going to come to them scumbags any minute now. But at the moment, obviously, we're talking Dwight Yorke's comments. Do you expect to see 3 or 4 more signings? Do we need more than that? Max says Lindelof, Fabinho, Perisic, Morata. I think that will be very, very close to United's final bits of business. Obviously, depends who leaves as well. There's rumours of Juventus signing Darmian. Chris Smalling could be leaving. Obviously, if Chris Smalling leaves, I don't think we'll sign a centre-half to replace him. But if Darmian does leave, we'll probably need to sign a utility player at the back in place of Darmian. So if players do leave, I do see United needing to make a few more signings, but think that will be the main bit of our business. United have denied that Matić deal that the MEM were reporting earlier on today. That's in the Telegraph. And of course, Morata progress is the story on ESPN. As they say, United have agreed terms with Morata and need to agree a fee with Real Madrid. Pretty much what DiMarzio and everyone was saying last week. Jog on your chicken nugget says subscribe to Adam McCullough. Yes, go and do that. YouTube.com/Adam McCullough. Can I hit 40k before the new Premier League season starts? That is the target. Governor Bandicoot says Blind greater than Matić. I would like to see Blind playing centre midfield, but I don't think he will, unfortunately. You never know though. Jose Mourinho may surprise us. We need Bebe back, says Jacob. Good comment. Milk my balls dry. FTD says go. Some of these comments are absolutely outrageous. David Switch thinks 3 signings at most. Do you think 3 signings on top of Lindelof or 3 including Lindelof? Callista, there will be no dabbing. Pereira to stay or loaned again, says Adash. Hopefully he stays and gets minutes, but if he's not going to get minutes, and I've said this before about Timothy Fosu-Mensah, then if they're not going to get minutes and they're not going to play games and they're not going to be on the bench, coming off the bench in the Premier League, playing in some of the cup games, etc., then they need to go out on loan. They're far too talented to be sitting on the bench. Anyway, moving on to an article that really pissed me off in the Mail. Remember, the same Daily Mail that said the Mail Online is not the same entity, although it definitely is the same entity. So Daily Mail Online, they've got an article about Paul Pogba and his pod pillow and Paul Pogba's Chinese tour. They're pretty much saying Paul Pogba's out there on all these sponsorship deals. What is he doing? Just typical Daily Mail stuff, really. Unhappy to see a young black man being successful. Exactly what the Daily Mail are famed for. Exactly what the Daily Mail do every single day of the week, as on top of everything else that they do. So, yeah, that story pissed me off. So go and F yourselves, Daily Mail, Mail Online, whoever you are. Whatever you're calling yourselves these days. Oblivion Video says Lacazette is shit. I don't think Lacazette is shit. But when you look at the signings that teams around us are potentially making, Lacazette to Arsenal, Mo Salah to Liverpool, you're looking at Chelsea, Bakayoko, potentially Van Dijk. I'm not jealous of any of those signings. And I think as long as Manchester United make their signings and we make those 3-4 signings that we expect, then I think Manchester United will be challenging at the right end of the table and hopefully by bringing that league title back home. We'll be back in May to take it away. Anyway, less of that. Guys, I've been Adam McCullough. You guys have been absolute legends. 882 legends at the moment. 882 legends, that would be even more legendary if you subscribe to youtube.com/Adam McCullough. But less of the plugs. Thank you all for joining me. Go and check out those articles. If you're watching this later on, then get your comment in below. Fabinho or Matić, Morata to United. Darmian, could he leave and go to Juventus? Dwight Yorke, will United make 3 or 4 more new signings? What do you think about all the things that we've discussed today? Get your comments in below. Make sure you like, share and subscribe on Full Time Devils. We've got so much more coming your way throughout the summer. It's going to be a good one. I'll see you soon.